With the internet being so amazingly vast, we can't help but have a bit of FOMO from time to time. That's why today we search the corners of the internet to present to you the top 8 cool things that you're probably going to see for the first time. Are you ready to be completely amazed? Well, we hope you are, because let us tell you, things are about to get very weird and beautiful. Don't worry, very soon. Number 1 is Angot Rumah. With those words, you wonder, dear friend. Well, these are some words you're probably not going to forget anytime soon. Angot Rumah is a Malaysian tradition of moving houses. What's so special about moving houses? I can hear you wondering again. Well, when we say moving houses, we mean that people actually move them with their bare hands. And we're not even joking. You don't like the location of your house and you want to move it a bit further away so the sun doesn't shine in your bedroom? Call up your village people and let them know it's time to wake up the tradition. The truth is, though, that not every house can be moved. So if you don't live in a traditional Malay house that is built with pillars, chances are nobody's going to try and help you move concrete. But if you want to see it being done live, then you just have to pay a visit to Perak and Kedah, 2 places the tradition is still going strong. Number 2, the breathing forest. A couple of years ago, a video of a forest became very popular because it was showing the forest floor moving up and down, similar to the way a human breathes. A lot of people said it's magic, and a lot of people said it's Photoshop. But what actually happened in the Quebec forest was explained by a meteorological expert. Here's what he said. When you look at the trees in the background, it's clear the winds were very strong. The forest floor seems to be moss-covered, which leaves a lot of the root system of the younger trees lodged in a loose medium. As the wind sways the trees, the roots are lifting the floor, giving the appearance of breathing. We have to admit, though, we kind of like the idea of giants sleeping under the forest floor a tiny bit more. But still, it's an amazing sight to see. Number 3 is the Oscar. Whether we like watching showbiz news or we're movie fans or neither, the Oscars are an event that has its own fandom. And how couldn't it be? It's a night full of jokes, celebrities, beauty, emotions, and of course, competition. Who's going to go home with the statuette that can make any actor go from good to Oscar winning? For the past 30 years, the statues have been made in Chicago in the factory of R.S. Owens & Company. They do about 50 of these every year, and each one weighs about 3.9 kilos. And now we can start with the Did You Knows. They're designed to resemble a crusader holding a downward-pointing sword. The original Oscar statues were gold-plated solid bronze, but modern, they're cast from a metal alloy called Britannium and then coated with 24-karat gold. The process takes 10 days from start to finish. The final touch, a gold plate etched with the winner's name, isn't added until after the award ceremony itself. In reality, an Oscar is worth about $1 due to a 2015 court ruling that mandates the resale of any statuette first offered to the Academy for $1. Now, as far as production goes, they're made for around $400 a piece. Now, as far as resale value goes, it goes pretty insane. Steven Spielberg purchased Bette Davis's 1938 Best Actress Oscar for $578,000, for example. We think we're going to leave you with this in mind because we can go on and on about it, and we have more amazing things to show you. Number 4, crying in space. Whenever we think of astronauts, we think of them as lonely, so a picture of an astronaut crying in a spaceship should be something normal, right? Wrong. It turns out you can't cry in space. Not because you're always happy, but because literally tears can't fall down from your face. The water that builds up in your eye will stay there until the bubble gets so big it moves to another spot on your face or it's removed. So as you can imagine, crying is not at all pretty in space. You can still try to do it, but you're probably going to end up laughing if you see a big bubble of your sadness floating in front of your eyes. Number 5 is the flood tunnel. Tokyo's a city that's always battled with flooding, so those clever Japanese engineers came up with an amazing solution for a catastrophic problem. The Floodwater Cathedral was completed in 2006 after it was in the making for 13 years, and just looking at the pictures and videos, well, we can say it was definitely worth the wait. The 5 70-meter-tall cylindrical tanks that spread across the channel's length are actually big enough to accommodate a space shuttle or the Statue of Liberty. More impressively, these giant cylindrical tanks are actually interconnected through a 6.3-kilometer-long network of underground tunnels. This kind of Norse/post-apocalyptic scenery is something that doesn't look only straight out of a movie, it looks out of this world as well. Number 6, the Fish Cafe. You knew about fish spa salons and cat cafes, right? Well, let's combine the two, and what do you have? No, it's not a cafe for cats to catch fish. It's actually a fish cafe. Sorry, what? Apparently that's a thing. Amyx Cafe in Ho Chi Minh is a place you can waddle in ankle-deep water that's full of live fish and koi. But why? The owner, Nagayan Dakwa, was so enamored with fish, he wanted to give people like him a chance to be free to roam around in their favorite animals all close to them. Now, to each their own, friends, to each their own. Number 7, music therapy for cheese. Switzerland is famous for its cheese, among other things, and by looking at this particular cheesemaker and the process he goes through to make it, well, we understand why very well. He's discovered that playing music while making cheese produces different flavors depending on the genre of the music. Now, weirdly enough, it's not classical that makes the tastiest one, but hip-hop. The cheesemaker even participated in a study with researchers from the University of the Arts in Bern, in which they studied the impact of music on flavor and aroma. We can't wait to try what psychedelic music cheese would taste like. Number 8, voice from the past. Now, Simon was an Egyptian priest that lived somewhere between 1099 and 1069 BC and had a particular death wish for his voice to be heard after death. Pretty crazy, eh? Something that couldn't ever happen, eh? Well, scientists managed to grant his wish recently. How? First of all, they had his mummified body, which was important, to say the least. Then they produced a 3D printed voice box based on his vocal tract, which was scanned to establish its precise dimensions. By using the vocal tract with an artificial larynx sound, they actually synthesized a vowel sound meant to be similar to his voice. In the future, researchers hope computer models can generate full sentences in his voice. Wish granted, not a genie, but by a group of scientists. Well, there you have it for today, the top 8 cool things you probably saw for the first time. Now, next time you're with your friends, you can share your weird knowledge that the internet so graciously gives us. Tell us in the comments which of the 8 was your favorite. And as always, don't forget to like the video, then go straight on and subscribe to the channel. And of course, hit that notification bell so you're the first to see our newest top 10s every single week. Until next time, folks.